Welcome everyone to this amazing live stream. First of all, thank you so much for all the people subscribing, sharing and such. We today scratched here 3K subscribers. That is of course totally amazing. Also in the meantime 2 people unsubscribed, so now it's only 2,998. But anyway, you all guys rocks. And yeah, I only wanted to provide a short update. Of course, just a regular crazy, or did I even start? No, I forgot to start VPN. Anyway, this Amazon thing here checks the amazing Amazon saga from the other months, where I eventually probably already scrolled far away here. Speculated maybe paying more taxes than Donald Drumpf, also allegedly. And because Amazon here is our Amazon AdSense. And why do I document this? Not because I want to brag that we earned here a whopping $300 US in nearly a year in Amazon. Amazon, what is it? AdSense no, that is Google. Affiliate program stuff. And I showed you that they deducted $92. I speculated more than Trump pays taxes, allegedly. And I called there, I mentioned this in the first video, I called there, they could not help me. They even told me they are not tax advisors at Amazon. And then I called my tax advisor. They also didn't have that much to add, and at least not the assistant. Then he had to check with the managing director there, and he said, yeah, we should not have to pay it. But long story short, I called there in total 3 times at Amazon and convinced them that, by the way, this is also really stupid. They have this online system with our tax ID, and then because one Amazon representative told us that we did not update the tax information, which we already had there 3 times, and now I learned, so they intentionally apparently invalidate your company registration stuff there and Amazon affiliate stuff that you have to, for the American TRS or IRS, need to reconfirm. So for those who run this Amazon affiliate stuff, you need to each year pay attention, or each year, each other year, and really put this bloody tax number in there. Because, so here's a little bit tax advice for those who are interested. As far as I understand this, by the way, I hope this is not, because today we got a new check reimbursing us for $92. Amazing stuff here, old-fashioned paper business, just what you would think from American startups and such. Also probably Amazon is not a startup anymore. And so little tax advice as far as I understood, but I'm not a tax advisor, and take this with a grain of salt and research this and ask your tax advisor. This withholding tax, most companies have double taxation agreements, except maybe North Korea and some stuff like that. And this is to avoid double taxing, because the way this would work, if we would, I said this in the first video, this is ridiculous. If they deduct here 25% or what this was, then we pay 25% in the United States, and then either as private citizen or as a company, we pay again 25 or whatever percent, plus minus or even more, effectively having us pay here 50% on just this alone. Certainly doesn't make that much sense, except if you are into excessive tax overpaying. And this is why companies, so private people, international private people, if you run this as a private person without a corporation, you indeed have to pay this tax withholding there in the United States, because they cannot be sure that you really pay taxes, and then potentially maybe you can eventually get it back or something. But if you are a corporation, a company, and you have a tax identification number, a TIN, like a German European VAT ID, then you put this there in the system. Also, Amazon is so super nice to delete it each year. Thanks for that, buddies. Amazing stuff. So, and then I asked them, by the way, the people from Amazon by themselves, they would not have done anything of that sort. I had to be so engaged and clever. Ask them, can you not reissue this? Because they basically blamed me. They blamed me, you have last November not filled this out, when in fact I even had an email. I didn't have an email from November, I only had it from even earlier, February or something, and I could even like prove them, hey, I got this not in November but February, and I filled it out. But whatever, you can imagine the amazing IT system there. And nobody had the idea to reimburse us or reissue us this invoice. So I called a third time there some weeks ago and asked, hey, with this bloody mess here. Can you at least not reissue us this, what is it even, invoice, whatever, invoice number, yeah, for this advertising fees. And then they said, yeah, sure. I wonder why did they not get to the idea themselves on my first or second call. This is just dealing with this corporations. But even this I have been more switched on than the Amazon people, because I asked them to reissue this, because I told you in the very first email about this amazing stuff. Because let's check date. I think wait a second, did I not glue something? Oh my, so much to that. Don't steal our check here. So as I said this on the very first email of this, that in Germany we nearly never deal with this bloody old-fashioned paper checks. I said already the first time I had a paper check in my hand was with the very first Amazon affiliate reimbursement stuff here. And the processing fees are super inconvenient. I need to give it to the bank or send it to the bank and fill out a bloody form here for each bloody check. So 30 minutes of my day gone with dealing with paper checks. Amazing stuff. That is what we have IT for. And then, because the processing fees are super high, we pay something like $20 or $25 just for processing this bloody paper nonsense at the bank. And this is why I asked Amazon to reissue it. But do you think they reissued it? Of course, they have not reissued it. They sent... did I not overglue? Anyway, if you steal our $92, then so be it. Let's see, invoice number. Yeah, please don't steal our hard-earned money. Anyway, so this is... Can we somehow make this sharp? Maybe I should have scanned it. Amazing technology. Not. But this is payback withholding for in. Come on, can we make this? Is this? Anyway, you can believe me that I'm not. Maybe I should switch to manual focus, aka. So yeah, here. And I really wonder what is wrong with all these companies. You can really not make this shit up. Payback withholding for in, and by the way, notice here this amazing text processing. Payback withholding for in, stopping there in the middle of the sentence. And this is also why do I document this. I just is in my little bit just, parody of, they pretend they are the most amazing companies and such, and IT, and here everything goes wrong. Then I realized they always clip the text here. What bloody... By the way, this is how this looks. Complete garbage. Each 8-year-old on a Commodore C64 can print a more amazing invoice. Certainly our Exacode invoices look more amazing. And just the text ends there after, I don't know, you can count this 25 also characters. So this is advertising fee, FE, because this is how American mega corporations do invoice printing, and this is payback withholding for in, whatever withholding for in stands for. And here, this is amazing technology of 2019. And just to show you that I don't make all this stuff up and then I can print this here, that you also learn something. So then now I need to be careful, here are check numbers on it. So then I need to fill out this bloody form, sign it, have text numbers, check numbers on there. So, and that you at least learn something, and put their issuer and issuing bank and amazing stuff. And at least I earn here some 70 euro more. Also, it would of course be nice if I would not have $25 wasted of big corporations doing nonsense stuff. By the way, fun tip that you at least here learn something. What I do with this bloody forms, because I can only send 20 grams for the cheapest letter, 70 cents in Germany. And of course this checks here are cut it off, so of course we only send here like from here, this check. And because I can only put 20 gram in one letter, otherwise I need to pay more, and we are the greatest cheapskates here. Let me of course cuts here shittily, because why not? By the way, sign and stamp. This is why you need bloody company stamps for in 2019. And then, yeah, by the way, all this could come in the rest of the world. We do wire transfers and only the Americans do paper checks. And yeah, that you at least learn something here to, first of all, to save the environment and everything, we print on 60 to 70 gram paper. So this is in some 10 to 20% reduction of 80 gram paper, thinner than usual because saving the environment and total cheapskate, though actually the thinner paper is not cheaper, but anyway. And then I just print the address for the envelope here on the back side if you want your total paper saving measures. Although you have our bank address shit. Anyway, I hope you learned something. And on the front of Apple App Store, I made here videos already a long time ago that always some shit goes wrong. App Store. Hey, zero drop frames without VPN. Did I run VPN or not VPN? Maybe I didn't run VPN, whatever. Anyway, and I made here videos about the App Store business because basically everything sucks, and thanks God I built up here a new business on YouTube with daily IT comedy because this is not bearable anymore. I made here 2 videos, another App Store update rejected by Apple's geniuses, and just another said Apple App Store Day, and this week is another said Apple App Store week because we have the same recurring issue again that we send updates to the App Store and they disappear in dev 0 or dev null, or I don't know, wherever they pipe it into, at least not into their processing backend or frontend or whatever. This is ridiculous, so we sent a couple of updates to the App Store and they just don't show up there in the online system. This is just, if in case you wonder why am I as managing director and successful business entrepreneur and open source developer getting into YouTube, because seriously, what should I do with this? Here, American mega corporations send us paper checks and with tax withholding and payback instead of reissue, and so apparently everything in this day and age sucks a little bit. And App Store, yeah, this is how we should sell apps in the App Store, with you send something to Apple and disappears, and then all the Apple fanboys on Twitter tell me, no, this is amazing, Apple is amazing, this is the most amazing company. But yeah, calling to Amazon here, like Donald Trump say, no, I don't pay your tax, because no, I don't, at least has an effect. They have a total understanding. They apparently already know when Trump is calling and telling them not to pay their contractors and pay taxes. So cheers with some water. Because hydration, and yeah, this is just the regular business parody. This is so sad it's not funny anymore. And yeah, now I need to throw this into the snail mail paper business, because that is what IT companies in 2019 look like. Just in case you wondered, and this is, by the way, how you cheapskate on papers, because you can't put too much papers in 70-cent envelopes. I hope you learned something. I hope you have a more amazing day. So at least we get $90 withholding tax back, from which we can keep maybe 70. The life of YouTubers and App Store developers. You see, life in the App Store is so shit that you already need to make YouTube videos to still earn a living. I hope you learned something. And thanks again for subscribing and stuff, because 3K subscribers certainly is totally amazing. And if you're interested in some less sad and more funny IT stuff, you can tune in the check-in channel. I could actually show you something for a second with QEMU, because QEMU. Otherwise, I hope you learned something, and how to run a business, or how not to run a business, certainly not with this kind of paper checks, because it's not the 1800s anymore. And I hope to see you soon for the next videos to come.